Hi, in this video, I want to just give you a walkthrough how you can use RevOpsCharlie, the Custom GPT from OpenAI, to help guide you through various RevOps challenges. So in this example, we're going to ask the RevOpsCharlie GPT to help us to build a sales play that we can then upload into our sales enablement platform. So guide me through creating a sales play. There we go. And now what the RevOpsCharlie GPT is going to do is start to guide us through a series of questions that are going to help us to think through creating our sales play. So as you do this, you actually want to be thinking about the sales play that you're looking to launch. So let's go with our first question. So what is the name of your sales play? This could be focused on a specific industry, customer size, an upcoming event, competitor, new product launch. So in this case, I'm going to say that we are looking at launching a manufacturing play into the US automotive supply chain. So manufacturing, say US manufacturing auto supply chain play. There we go. Right, so who's going to use this play? Is this play going to be used by SDRs, AEs, account managers, the sales team, an industry team? So in this example, we're focusing to the US, and actually it's our SDRs that are going to be using this. So this play will be used by our enterprise SDR team in the US. There are about 20 of them that have some form of manufacturing prospects. Great. Focusing on the enterprise SDR team will sharpen the focus. Now, which customer segment are we targeting? So here we're talking about the ideal customer profile, whether new customers or existing customers. Of course, this is going to change the perspective of the play. So we are going to target mid-enterprise manufacturers with between 500 and 5,000 employees with over, let's say, $50 million revenue, and they are all new logos that have no existing contract with us. Great. And what you'll see is the GPT is incorporating the answers that we've got as it starts refining the next questions. So, of course, this will depend on your company and what you're selling. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that I'm selling into the HR departments. I'm selling an HCM platform. So who are the main personas that we are going to be targeting? Our executive sponsor is the CHRO, or the Chief People Officer. Our main champion is normally the HR Director or the HRIS Director. Other members of the buying group include the HR business partners and the recruiters, let's say. So now we're starting to think about our sales methodology and where this sits, because a play should target a specific thing that we want that SDR or that AE to do. We can't just go and teach everyone about everything. So we've said this is about getting new logos and it's about opening up new prospects. So this play is focused at the very start of our sales process. We are looking at marketing engaged leads, MEL, marketing qualified leads, MQL, and focusing on opening up our first discussion with these contacts, followed by an initial discovery call before we pass them to an account executive. So one of the key things of this process with the GPT is just getting you to think through about where your play is focused and who it's actually going to be helping, because building it around that SDR or that AE or that CSM or account manager and what they're trying to do is what's so important here. What is the customer's buying process? So knowing the customer's typical buying journey, especially for this target persona and segment, will help to align the play. Consider the stages that these manufacturing companies might go through when deciding on a solution like yours, such as problem identification, solution exploration, and so on. So considering we're right up at the top of the sales process and of the customer's buying process, it's really that they're going to be in this problem identification phase. So the buying group is in the problem identification phase. They are trying to understand if they have an issue with their status quo, to determine the cost of staying with the status quo, and how to demonstrate the cost of inaction to others in the business. They are also trying to engage with their peers and even competitors to understand what others in a similar role or situation are doing. And that's very common. They're joining private Slack communities, they're going to private networking dinners, and really trying to understand what they need to do and what other people are doing. Right, what is the outcome we're trying to achieve with this play? Consider the specific behaviors, the KPIs or metrics that we wish to influence with this play. Could be driving a certain dollar amount of revenue from outbound SQOs with mid-enterprise manufacturers, increasing the number of discovery calls, or improving engagement with a new segment of prospects. Please specify your targeted outcomes. So we're talking about opening up new opportunities in these mid-market auto supply chain manufacturers. So the key outcomes are going to be generate new pipeline generated in these target accounts. It's going to be definitely new revenue booked through these target accounts. it's going to be new logos that are booked through these target accounts, or from this play, through this play, I should say. Conversion rate of opportunities created through this play, because we would expect that the conversion rate should be higher because we're doing a great job with creating this sales play for the team. And maybe finally, percentage of SDRs that achieve quota that engaged with this play. So there are some specific metrics that if we can move the dial up, is going to show that this is a meaningful play that we created. Which reps are performing well with this intended play or similar plays, and what can we learn from them? So here, if we think that we're trying to target the mid-sector automotive supply chain in the US, we're thinking, are there AEs that are already doing a good job at that we can go and learn what good looks like? Maybe we can go and look at their call recordings and listen to them. Maybe we can look at some of their emails or some of the decks that they're using. So what can we learn from the people that are doing well? So let me just make this up because I'm doing this as a demo. So Tom Smith in the California team is doing a great job and has closed 2 deals with a specific deck and talk track that is landing well with prospects. Of course, you'd have more specific answer to that with maybe some unique information that you could provide. Which customers are great examples of this play? Then what can we learn from them? So are there specific customers that have already been won that are a great example? So I'm doing this off the cuff. I can think of Aptiv being one big company that focuses on is in the supply chain. They provide sort of electric cables and sensors and so on into the supply chain. So I'll just use that as an example. So we recently won a deal at Aptiv where we rolled out our core HCM and payroll solution into the US. Just to reiterate, that is not true. I've just made that up, but that's for the purposes of this exercise. Okay. Now, what you saw there was that the system was going to look to see if there was anything about Aptiv. Now, it would be possible here, as you are an existing, you're creating this for yourself. You can now start to upload. It could be a case study. It could be existing sales play information. It could be the deck that has come from Tom that he uses. It could be anything that can then provide some insight, because later on, as we carry on this interview with the GPT, it's going to then bring all of this together to create content for your SDRs. So bear in mind that file where you can upload information. Okay, so now let's move on. What is it that our reps want? And this is really important as part of building out a play. A play is not an opportunity for you to go and download every bit of information onto an SDR or an AE. It has to be about helping them to do their job. So whilst you can create a play that's got as much content as you want in it, it's up to the rep to decide whether they engage in it. So what our reps want is really clear information on which accounts to target and how to prioritize them. They want opening questions that, and talk tracks. They want simple images and graphics that they can recreate on a slide or flip chart. And they want to hear call recordings from colleagues of what good looks like. All right, so now we start to think about who could help us to create this play within our organization. Often the people creating plays are someone in sales enablement, but they might not have access to the real information that is helping customers. So here's where I encourage you to think about people much further along, down towards the end of your sales process. So this could be your CSMs, it could be your onboarding team, it could be your technical support, because often these are the people who are understanding what customers are actually doing with your product and the actual questions and answers that are being asked and answered in real customer meetings. And bringing that kind of support right up front is what can be really helpful. So Emily in our CSM team has a great checklist she uses for onboarding customers. Tim in onboarding has a roles and responsibilities document to help customers with their planning, project planning. And Helena came to us from an automotive supplier and has some great industry context. Of course, I'm making all those names up, but you might be able to have a specific org chart or some kind of information there. And I think the GPT is now trying to find information about those people. So you would add that information in if you had it. Okay, let's move on to the next question, please. Okay, why should our reps care? When we're creating a sales play, the reps have got plenty of stuff to do in order to try and hit their target. So why should they engage in this play and dedicate some of their time? So we really want to critically think about, if we're asking them to target these mid-enterprise automotive companies, why should they care? Well, we have just won a significant new deal at Aptiv, and just as a reminder, that's not actually real, it's just for the sake of this, and they have provided a fantastic video case study that we can use. Our platform is also well designed for deskless workers in their factories. This play will help an SDR hit their target faster because we will provide a refined list of warm contacts for them to call into. So you're going to hit your target faster than if you don't use this play. I think it's looking for a bit more active action there, which of course we will could easily be adding in that video case study or any of the transcription for it. Let's move on to the next question because I don't have any of these documents. Right, now we're getting into the core of building out this sales play. So we want to know. We want to know, what do these reps need to know about the industry, the product, the competition, the customer segment that they are going to be focused in on. And so here we're going to say we will provide them with information on the industry. And do you know what? In fact, I'm going to stop at this point because now we're getting into some very specific questions about what reps need to know about this specific industry. We're then going to ask them about what they should be saying, what they should be showing, and what they should be doing, which is very, very customer specific or play specific to you. So I can make up a customer name and I can make up some names, but it's going to be too complicated for me to imagine on the fly exactly how you want to build your sales play. But there's really 5 or 6 other questions that you go through. And at the end of this process, what the GPT will do is provide you with a breakdown of the hook for your sellers. Like, what is it that they should know? Why should they engage with this play? They'll then have a breakdown of what they need to know, what they need to say to their customers, what they need to show in terms of decks or documents, and then what they need to do in terms of some certification. So hopefully you can see here how the RevOpsCharlie GPT can guide you through some of your thinking. And there'll be more of these released to help you to build buyer enablement tools, to help to define your ICP, to help uncover your buyer personas and your value proposition. So come along to RevOpsCharlie GPT and enjoy.